We're looking at child abuse in general. The process where kids are used to meet caregivers' needs, caregivers not there available to meet child's needs. Okay? Again, I'm asking you to stretch a little bit here. Remember, keep an open mind to the best of your ability. Don't have to agree with this, don't have to buy this. Right? Okay. So it's Sunday night. It's 9 o'clock. I have a business trip the next day. I have a 7 a.m. flight, which means I have to get up at 5. I've had my son's 7-year-old son all weekend. Okay? He runs 24 hours a day and like falls into bed and falls asleep. So I am exhausted. It's an hour past his bedtime. I'm reading to him and he says, just 5 more minutes, Mommy, let me stay up 5 more minutes. And he's doing his thing to manipulate to stay up later. Because he's 7, he's supposed to do that, right? It's developmentally appropriate. Okay. So I say to him, I say, Ian, I need you to go to sleep. Is that what I'm talking about here? He's meeting my needs. No. Okay. What I call what I just did, I call it child abuse prevention. Good, you laughed at the right time. Okay. Child abuse prevention. So what I'm talking about here is, for example, little 3-year-old girl that we work with. She's got a 1-year-old brother she calls her baby. How come? She's responsible for him. She takes care of him. Now, how does something like this happen? Well, Mom and Dad are crack cocaine alcoholics. Okay. Now, Mom and Dad are in treatment, and they say to us, would you leave our kids alone? They don't need any extra help. Okay? We're here in treatment. We're getting clean and sober. That's enough. Well, our kids are fine. Okay? Does anybody know what fine means? The nice version for the video. The nice version. Frustrated, insecure, neurotic, and emotional or empty. Frustrated, insecure, neurotic, and emotional or empty. Okay. Now these parents didn't know what fine meant, so we, the staff, said, help enlighten us about how your kids are fine and don't need any extra help. Well, we're wealthy, we have money, these kids have everything they ever wanted and needed. These kids were too young, no way they could even know we were high. And you know, they never saw us smoke crack. I mean, we drank in front of them, everybody drinks, that's not a big deal. But they never saw us smoke crack. And they never saw us like, blanked out, passed out on the floor. They didn't have to clean up our vomit. They didn't have to do anything that kids of addicts have to do. So they weren't affected by it. We had a correlation between substance abuse and child sexual abuse a few minutes ago. I want to jump to another one. I want to jump to the correlation between addiction in general and childhood sexual abuse, because more and more information is coming out about addiction in general. Okay. Yes, here we go to specific sexual trauma. However, I'm asking you to stretch your definition of incest, because usually we think about incest as physical sexual contact between blood relatives and or step family. And this definition saying doesn't have to be blood relatives or step family. It can be anybody who has a power differential with that child, who has more power, who the child perceives has more power than them, and there's an element of trust in that relationship already there that gets sexually violated. And it can be sexually violated emotionally and or physically. And we're going to talk about the difference between emotional and physical incest in a few minutes. Right now we're just going to do in general. So the violation of the power differential and trust, the sexual violation of those two, make it incest in the model I'm presenting to you today. And again, remember, you don't have to buy this, doesn't have to fit, just kind of let it be. Let it be. So it could be clergy person, youth group leader, therapist, doctor, nurse, one of the, quote unquote, big brother, big sister, Boy Scout leader, Girl Scout leader, babysitter. Okay. The majority of reported cases of childhood sexual abuse to CPS in this country, okay, the majority of reported cases are perpetrated by somebody the kid knows, loves, and trusts. We're talking 80+%. Okay? So in this model, we would consider the majority of cases being incest cases. Incest is about a relationship. The relationship's already formed, so it's more likely to be an ongoing thing than a one-time event. Okay? It's more likely to be ongoing.